I've lost almost 15 kgs of weight, and this program has changed my life in unbelievable ways. Before I started working with Annie, I was in a really bad place. I had gained 18 kgs, whereas previously I'd always been quite slim. I'd never done weight training before as such because I come from an Asian background and culture, and within that culture, women and weights isn't an equation that go hand in hand. I think I made one of the best decisions of my life because working with Annie has been nothing short of transformative. It has changed my life and my lifestyle in so many ways. It's not just about weight loss, it's not just about even fitness, it's about having somebody there with you along for the ride to talk about mood swings, to talk about things you wouldn't talk to other people about or other coaches about because you'd feel embarrassed or you'd feel insecure about yourself or you feel like you weren't performing up to the mark. But that's never happened with Annie. Even if I feel like I'm failing, I can always open up and tell her about it, and she will always have something positive to say. She will always be supportive. Online coaching wasn't something that I was familiar with, and one of my biggest hesitations going in were, how does this work when a coach isn't there? Who's going to hold me accountable? Who's going to make sure I'm doing things properly? How will I know? How is this going to be any different from any other gym experience that I've had on my own or watching YouTube videos? But having an online coach is the most liberating and the most supportive thing on a journey like this, because my coach was available. Annie was available to me whenever I needed it. She's so responsive. She gets back to you ASAP. She requested videos when I wasn't sure about my technique and gave me pointers on how to do things better. When I wasn't sure of how much I was eating or how much I was supposed to eat or whether something looked right or not, I would send her pictures and she would send me feedback on that. We still do that, even though a year and a half down the line you think you'd be on top of it, but you'd be so surprised how much having a coach and having that system of constantly speaking, constantly comparing, constantly logging things, sending in my weight every week, sending in my measurements every week, sending in my photographs is something that I would never been comfortable with before. But Annie made it so easy, and she was always been so encouraging that I just didn't even think about it. And now it's been months and months and months, and it feels like I have a friend, a therapist, a coach. Annie's taught me how to be friends with food. Annie's taught me that food is fuel. Annie's taught me that carbs are something that I actually need, and they're not the enemy, and they're not something that I have to cut out of my life. And over the last couple of months, I've eaten more carbs than I've ever eaten in my whole life put together, and I am in the best shape of my life as well, considering that I am in my late 30s. Being able to achieve that, being able to lift weights, being able to do things in the gym I didn't even think women could do, eating in a way that I didn't think that was possible for me. All of these things have been such big wins that I can't even point out one takeaway, because this has literally transformed my life. So if I had to give a message to anybody thinking about this or coming into this, I would say go for it. If you have the capacity or the will to want to change your life, and especially if you're doing it as somebody who's still in their 20s and still has a long way to go in life, do it. I wish I had a time machine and I could roll it back and just do this 10 years earlier in my life. I would have. If you want to feel like a force to be reckoned with, if you want to feel like a champ, if you want to literally be the woman of your dreams, do it. Work with Annie. She will change your life like she changed mine.